Welcome everybody. This is If My Heart Had Wings, which we're not actually going to be playing today. No, today I actually have some very important things to discuss. Yes, today I must discuss the greatest thing I must discuss is the condition of NightFireTerron currently. It's going well, I guess. We're all kind of busy right now, so of course we're not doing too hot with time and video uploading. But that's beside the point. What I'd like you all to know is that today's episode is actually very special. I've been playing some light novels recently, including If My Heart Had Wings and Katawa Shoujo. Two very fun and very appealing games for the story and the romance, I guess. Anyways, today is a very special day in the fact that I have something very important to talk about. If I can find it. Here it is, I think. No, it's still attached to the book. Okay. I have a notebook here with everything in it. Just as with the FNAF 2 teaser image reaction video, I have some things written down that I'd like to say today. Today specifically, I'd like to say something about Katawa Shoujo, which unfortunately I could not record for some reason with Fraps, so that is why it's not on screen, and that is why If My Heart Had Wings is on screen. Now, when playing Katawa Shoujo, I accidentally got on the Emmy route, if anybody knows what that route was. It's with the character named Emmy, who has prosthetic legs. That's her disability, since the loosely translated name of Katawa Shoujo is Disabled Girls. It makes sense that each of them would probably have some sort of disability, Emmy's being that her legs are gone and she has prosthetic limbs. But that's not what piqued my interest. What piqued my interest is that plus a couple other things. The idea is that Emmy has prosthetic legs, but she loves to run. She has a huge passion for it, and it's like her thing. Running. She really can't live without running, just about. Which made me think even more. But then this final piece nailed the final spike into the coffin, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good with figure of speeches. According to the route, she got one of those future career questions in one of those like surveys or something, and she put down pirate. Now, all three of these things might seem insignificant to some people, but if you put these together, you kind of make a connection to a certain somebody that this channel might be very familiar with, although you haven't seen him yet. Prosthetic limbs, metal legs, basically. Metal legs, that makes you think already. Running with metal legs, that makes you think again. But then add pirate in the mix. What does that make you think of? I don't know what it makes you think of, but it makes me think of Foxy the Pirate Fox, oddly enough. Some people who know me too well might have seen that coming from a long way away, because I seem to have taken quite an obsession towards FNAF, but I digress. I've slowly been backing out of FNAF, even though FNAF 3 teaser image number 1 has revealed itself finally. I am still backing away slowly from that, not touching on that subject for quite some time, because of the fact that I am actually writing a fan fiction for FNAF 2, and I'm more focused on getting that story done than find more story about FNAF in general at the moment. The fanfiction's name is Strings Detached. You can find it on fanfiction.net. I'll probably put the link in the description. Yes, I know, selfless, shameful self-plug, but I digress. Only one chapter is up currently because I've been putting it off for too long out of fear that I don't know what I'm doing. I have endings for each chapter. I have the entire thing planned out already, the entire fanfiction. I just don't know how to get from point A to point B currently. I'm planning it out slowly, having some friends help me. It's good to have some friends when writing fanfictions. I'll hopefully be able to finish that and have it uploaded. All of it. That'd be nice. But anyways, back into the topic of Katawa Shoujo. There's more FNAF similarities for the fact that Emmy hangs out with a girl named Rin who has... Well, let's not go to her disability just yet. Let's talk a little bit about her. She tends to wander aimlessly with no real destination in mind for where she's going. And once she gets somewhere and decides to stay there, she just ends up lingering for quite some time, no matter if there are people around or not. Seems to like staying in the art room too, or outside by her mural, increasing the passion for what they like to do. This all kind of points to me thinking of Chica, and Rin's disability actually makes it even more possible that Rin is connected to Chica in some way. Although this is just all connection, there is no way that, like, Katawa Shoujo and Scott Cawthon had this, like, the creators of Katawa Shoujo and Scott Cawthon had this all planned out from the beginning. There's no way that that could happen. Although if it somehow is what's going on, I am surprised greatly. But I digress again. The Rin doesn't have arms. Well, not entirely. Below her shoulders, she has no arms or hands. That's her disability. She's lost the use of her hands and arms, basically. And if you look carefully at FNAF 2, you can see that Chica does no longer have her hands in her old model because they were used for parts. That alone makes me think that there's a connection there. This is just basically my theorizing corner right now. You don't have to watch the video, by the way, if you don't want to. I'm just saying that I'm turning NightFireTerron into a theorizing, gaming, story type channel. This entire episode is going to be all jumbled around in a mess, but if you can make heads or tails of it, good job. You might even find some interesting information, and you might even, well, learn a thing or two. I don't know. You might even try and watch me more often. Anyways, back on topic. Where was I? Yes, Katawa Shoujo. I'm not going to go into full detail about the other characters in Katawa Shoujo and how they're connected to the other animatronics. I'm just going to leave you wondering, basically, and I'll probably explain that in a later episode or a part 2 of this. But there is something I have noticed, though, and that is, I think, this is on FNAF now, I think Freddy might be blind when he takes his endoskeleton eyes out, because the laugh he makes when he moves around, I always found it odd that he was the only one that did that. I know it might be that it's his signature and he's quite hard to see in the camera, so he has to, like, there had to be a way to alert you that he was moving or on the move, but in the game's lore, why would Freddy do that? Why would he get that cocky or something? And I'd like to think that it's because Freddy can't actually see without his endoskeleton eyes in. And that would make kind of sense, because the laugh would mean that he's trying to use some sort of echolocation, most likely, which is why he plays his music 24/7 in the kitchen, is because he has to find his way around the tables and stuff and the utensils. So he needs 24/7 sound in there to find his way around. Might not be true, but I also found it odd that when Freddy attacked you, if he made it to your office when you didn't lose power, he didn't seem to be looking directly at you. He just seemed to be looking all over the place, like he was trying to find you, but he had a hold of you. So it kind of solidifies the fact that maybe he might be blind without those eyes in. Another thing that nobody seems to notice is that Bonnie has 3 different rooms that only he can appear in, and nobody else will. And nobody else will appear in that room with him at the same time. Kind of makes you think, why does Bonnie have this kind of uniqueness to him? We've always thought that Bonnie was the aggressive, quick-tempered type of character because of the fact that he's the one who's almost always at your door, but he leaves quickly. That's a good thing. But the thing is, I kind of see him as the type of shy character, shy and reclusive, because he's always in the 3 rooms 3 cameras he'll linger around are backstage, supply closet, and the corner. Which make you think those are the 3 rooms that nobody else can show up in the cameras. And that makes you think, why does he frequent those cameras? I like to think that it's because he's reclusive and shy, that he doesn't want to be around the others, and when he's getting to you, he basically just wants to be left alone, so that's what he's doing. He's trying to get you to leave him alone, instead of, being aggressive. It could be that he's just shy and reclusive. This kind of adds to the fact that I have an equivalent for him in Katao Shoujo, but I'll talk about that later. For right now that I've got that information out of the way, I'd like to bring up another topic. What was it? Yes, Strings Attached actually has an affinity with the puppet. You can actually already tell that by the name Strings Detached. It kind of makes you think of the There Are No Strings on Me line from the Pinocchio song that everybody's been quoting for him. But the entire story behind Strings Attached will not be easily interpreted at first. You'd have to literally, pay attention to every fine detail that I leave in the story to make heads or tails of where I'm going with the story. But I'll leave you with a little teaser or two about that story before we move on to the next topic. This is going to be a long episode today, so pay attention, everybody. Topic number 1, teaser number 1 is the fact that the puppet has a little song that plays, the Pop Goes the Weasel song that plays when your death is basically imminent. I have a little variation of it that I use for the fanfiction, but I have a new variation of it that's better than the one I had before. Round and around the music box goes until while I sleep in bed, and as the time flows, pop goes your head. Yeah, I finally got it to rhyme, mostly, and that was kind of an achievement for me, so yeah. But that's not the only fanfiction I'm writing. I'm writing another fanfiction called Shadow of Wonderland, which is a Persona 4 fanfiction. Since I've been playing quite a bit of Persona 4, you can pretty much already guess where this is going, but I won't go into any detail about that because I haven't really solidified the idea of Shadow of Wonderland. The next fanfiction I'm going to be writing is Free Flying Soul, which is a fanfiction for the game that's actually on screen right now, If My Heart Had Wings. I'm not going to go too much into there. It has some very, very personal matters in it, personal to me to be exact, with a certain condition I have that I will not explain right now, unless asked about it, I guess. The Katao Shoujo fanfiction I have, called Scarred Steel, also has to do with that certain condition that I have. I'll bring that up when the fanfictions are out, maybe. I've been debating if I should tell anyone else about this condition or not, but I guess I might as well leave you guys knowing that I'm not completely alright. For all those fans out there that might be watching me, yeah, I can't really live a normal life like I would like to. I won't go into more detail than that. I'm already quite depressed about that. what else is there to talk about? Yes, a unknown fanfiction I'm writing that I can't really post anywhere right now, along with the If My Heart Had Wings fanfiction. If I even do get to that, I can't really post these two fanfictions because it seems fanfiction.net does not have an archive for the games these two fanfictions are from. I don't even know if they have like a Katama Shoujo fanfiction archive. I'll have to check after this. Anyways, I'm also doing a Town of Salem fanfiction, basically, called Song of Salem, which is, it's, from what I've heard, it was a very good piece that I wrote, and I don't know what got me to write it, but it was good from what I've heard from my peers, and I decided to start writing an entire story off of it, and so I did, and that is the first fanfiction I have written in a while, and so I'm starting back up in writing fanfiction. Yeah. What else was I going to talk about? Yes, the entire NightFireTerron channel is going through a revamp soon because I've left this channel in the dust for quite some time, and I've decided that I'm going to bring it back out, but in a new and improved vision. The old NightFireTerron was originally supposed to be a group channel, not a solo channel, where me and my friends would play games together for fun and just upload the videos. It didn't go as planned, sadly, and we all got busy really quickly, so that went fairly bad, but now that things are kind of slowing down for a few of us again, I've decided that NightFireTerron will be like a guest star type channel where the cast of people for certain episodes will be randomized every single time by just whoever wants to play and who's online, I guess. That way, every single batch of new faces or old faces will be random and, I hope, fun. That's all that NightFireTerron has going to be from now on. It's going to be just a name. It's not going to be tied to a single person, but the idea of the 3 words and it being tied to 3 different people stands, as me being the knight and 2 other people. If they step forward, we'll get the other 2 spots. I still think Sonic is around, so he will definitely take Terron, and if CB still wants fire, I'll give it back to him, but I'm not sure if CB wants to really play anymore, so yeah. But the entire channel is going to get a revamp. It's going to get an intro, it's going to get a new icon, and I'm going to try to edit videos better. I'm going to try and regularly upload as well. I'm going to try and clean up this computer too so that I can store more videos from Fraps so that I can entertain you guys more, to be honest. That's about all I wanted to talk about today. That took a lot off my mind. I hope you guys are okay with all this happening. The next episode of anything should be, let me think here. Well, if I'm feeling up to it, I might just start a Let's Play If My Heart Had Wings, because the game is very fun. It's very, very relaxing, to be honest, at times. And I can really relate to some of the characters, so it's really fun to play, and it's basically made to be Let's Played because all the characters, except for the main character, are voiced in Japanese. I know Japanese, not hard, but the text is all in English, thankfully. But the main character is not voiced in any language, so it's basically left up to the player to voice him themselves. So that's what makes this game kind of unique, is the fact that you get to voice. The only person that needs to be voiced is the main character, who you get to voice. When you think about it, it's kind of like the game is saying, here, you take control of the game. I'm just going to sit back and watch. When really, you just have a couple of, like, multiple choice questions to answer to get along the story. Anyways, yeah, I think that's about it. So, this has been the night, and hopefully the next time I see you guys... Oh, I almost forgot about one thing. I'm going to start up a straw poll, and I'm going to link it in the description, about what you guys want to be called. I've realized that some people around on YouTube have called their audience different names, and I've been going through some names in my head, and I've been thinking, what would my audience like to be called? It's been bugging me. So I'm going to put a straw poll up when I get the chance, and you guys will vote for what you guys want to be called. And after a while, if I start to get a bit more noticed, I'll do it again and see what the vote is that time. But for now, the straw poll will decide what you guys are called for until I get a bit more noticed and I can have a bit more votes on that straw poll to change it up a bit. Anyways, that seems to be about everything. Yeah. So, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.